So let's get right into the first one. Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Some serious, tradition, dating back, right? Um, and that's about all we can say about this game. But from the outside looking in, I don't see too much excitement. But they are, I mean, they got College Game Day there. What do you guys think about this game? What should we expect from these two teams?
Not a lot. I mean, Notre Dame comes in every year highly ranked. I think that the thing is Texas A&M. When Jimbo was there, they broke the bank of that $30 million a year of NIL money, and just they bought every player, then it blew up in their face. And then some of those guys are gone, so it's like the rebuild for them in a sense. And they got some players. I'm a big fan of their quarterback, Connor Wegman. I think he's a good quarterback. They've got a good defensive front, but it's being a Miami fan, you hate Notre Dame. Just it's so much. So I will definitely be an Aggie fan this weekend for sure. But it's really two programs that are just. I don't think either one can afford to lose. I mean, Notre Dame maybe because it's Notre Dame, but I don't think A&M can afford to lose this game. I think they're. It's just a confidence building game. I just can't see anything their season going well if they don't win this game against Notre Dame.
If you wanted to look at the money spent between the 80s to now, and you're a Notre Dame fan, you're absolutely furious at the amount of losses and national championships you absolutely blundered. As my brothers went to Purdue, Notre Dame could suck it. My mother-in-law went to A&M, so go Aggies. It's pretty simple for me on this one. If you're the SEC, you're just going to embarrass another team and move on. Notre Dame hasn't been relevant since before I was born, so it is what it is. If you're the ACC, you want Notre Dame to win, so because Notre Dame plays the majority of the ACC, and they would be beating another SEC team. So if you look at it that way, yeah, the game does have some repercussions. I think it's more on the A&M side. If they lose, it kind of looks bad on them. But if Notre Dame loses now, they can always rebound in some weird ESPN or college playoff slap on the wrist, and here's some more money. Because that's how it is, man. The money is king in college football. If I was an SMU alum or fan, I'd be super pissed right now with all the money flowing around and getting the death penalty, if anyone remembers that. Notre Dame, they've always had talent and they've always been overrated. And I'm going to die on that hill until they prove us wrong with a national championship game win on that. They had their chance when they had Manti Te'o and Brian Kelly, and Brian Kelly's an overrated coach. Everyone knows it. Everyone who went to LSU, bold move. But A&M, Texas A&M is going to run away with this one. It's going to look great for the Aggies, just embarrassing a ranked team that should not be.
Yeah, so both of them are ranked, but I hear something. So I'm new into the college football world. So help some of the listeners that are trying to get into the college football world, because when I think of Notre Dame, I always see them as some sort of like they're always relevant, right? But for some reason, like you said, Scooter, they don't have any, hardware to back it up. So why do we see year after year this team ranked so high, only just to fall and do a tailspin?
I'll take this. I'm going to take the heat in the comments. I don't really give anything. Historical significance of a program overweighs everything, and then you hit the recruiting trail and you buy your players now with NIL. Notre Dame will consistently be overranked because of who they are in their name. I'd rather take University of Charlotte or Bethune-Cookman over Notre Dame, because this is how it is. Like, would you rather deal with Ohio State in their top 25 or deal with somebody else? Like, Ohio State hasn't been able to beat Michigan in the past 3 years. So let's just take that into account. You haven't had a Notre Dame championship since maybe 86? It's 84 or something like that. Lou Holtz was young back then.
Wow.
Skip Holtz was probably still a child. I don't know. So, like, the Aggies, yes, there's always the Aggie choke. Anyone who understands the Texas A&M, you're going to get in the fourth quarter, you'll be up by like 3 touchdowns. The next thing you know, they're choking, or they'll just beat Alabama for no apparent reason. So, like, college football has its history, right? More so than the NFL does. And you're going to have the bigger name, higher caliber schools that are dedicated pretty much for football. And you're going to get that favoritism. I don't care what Kirk Herbstreit says, there's no favoritism in the playoff and the committee. That's baloney. I'm trying to be PG about this, but that is absolute garbage. There is complete favoritism when it comes to preseason rankings and recruitment. Those two things alone. Look what we just saw. We watched Georgia Tech, who's supposed to be an engineering school, beat FSU, which, if anyone in Florida understands, it's a party school and then a law school.
Yeah.
And you win at games, you win sports.
Yeah.
You don't go to FSU other than to get basically like a law degree or to play sports or get hammered drunk and pass out on the front lawn of your frat house.
Yeah, the reason Notre Dame just stays in the forefront, they're the only independent school. They don't belong to a conference. They got a huge NBC contract for television. I don't get it, because they really don't. They're not a team.
Boosters.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. But money talks, and they get a huge contract, TV contract, and they're a team that could lose 2 games, 3 games, and somehow still be in the talks of the playoffs. But I think this is, Scooter said, I think this is A&M's time to shine here. I think it's they need the game more than Notre Dame for sure.